Hello and welcome back. It is the weekend after Christmas and I'm kind of in like post-holiday, pre-New Year reset cleanup mode. I don't know if this happens to anybody else, but for me, like immediately after Christmas, I have this urge to get rid of a bunch of stuff and like organize my entire house. It's kind of like spring cleaning, but in the winter. And I think it's because like before Christmas or before the holidays, I end up accumulating a lot of stuff, buying presents and getting stuff on Black Friday sales or restocking things kind of at the end of the year. And then I get kind of overwhelmed by that and want to like purge everything. So I've been doing a lot of organizing, a lot of clearing out stuff, getting things ready to donate or get rid of. But I also still have a few packages I haven't opened yet. Some of them were things that I got on Black Friday or were Christmas presents that were sent to me that are sort of part of like my health and wellness routines or things that I'm putting into place or trying going into the new year. So I thought I would show you some of those things as I am unboxing them. But first, the sun just came out for the first time in several days here. We've had the gloomiest, like dreariest, wet, foggy weather lately, and I want to get outside and get in the sunshine for a few minutes because it seems like it's been forever. So let's go do that and then we'll come back and do a little unboxing. Okay, so one of the things that I've been trying to do in my whole health journey is really take into account the environmental factors that might be contributing to kind of my toxic burden and really just like making it harder for my body to recover, to heal, or to be healthy. And so one of the things I've really been trying to do for quite a while now, but even more specifically recently because I listened to a whole podcast about microplastics and how easily they really get into our bodies, into our bloodstream, and that is to reduce my use of plastic as much as possible, which is to say I'm definitely not perfect about this. It's really, really hard to avoid plastic, obviously, in a lot of ways, but in ways that I can, or especially in like ways that I'm exposed to on an everyday basis, I've been really trying to move away from plastic where I can. So one of the things that I got is an AeroPress, which is a little coffee maker, and I actually had one of these before, but it was a plastic version. And I kind of didn't love that it was a plastic version, but I really liked how easy it was to use. And since I'm just one person by myself and I drink like 1 cup of coffee a day, it was a really easy way to make 1 cup of coffee a day and easy to clean, easy to store. I also think honestly, I think it tastes better than any other way that I've ever made coffee, but I didn't love that it was plastic. But then I found out that they were coming out with a non-plastic, a stainless steel version. So this is what it looks like. You put the coffee in here, you pour the hot water in, and then you basically like put the little plunger in and press down and it comes out through the filter on the bottom. So this one also like looks nice because it's not made of plastic. It's not gonna like get stained and stuff like that. So I'm just excited that I can make my coffee now in the morning and not be worried about pouring hot water into plastic. Okay, so that was item number 1. Along those same lines, I've been really moving all of my storage containers like for food away from plastic. I really don't use plastic to store food at all, or at least as much as I can avoid it. And I do have a set of glass containers that I really like. Some of them are kind of old or like the tops are cracking, and I wanted to have a little bit more variety of like sizes and styles. So I asked for this set for Christmas, and these are from Caraway, which if you're not familiar with Caraway, they make like pots and pans and cooking stuff, and then they also now have storage containers. So I don't actually know which ones these are, so we're gonna see. These are ceramic coated glass containers. They are completely non-toxic. You can put them in the microwave, oven, fridge, freezer, dishwasher, and they also look nice. Oh, wow. Okay, so we have container number 1. There's so many pieces to this. Oh, wow. There's even a little cleaning eraser to remove stains from the outside of it. Nice. And then this, I guess, is like a little strap you can put around it when you're on the go so that it doesn't leak or something. Well, let's see what else we got here. I think there might be 2 of these small ones and 2 bigger ones. Really not good at this. Yeah, this is another one of the same size. And And then these two are also the same. I think these are just slightly bigger. Oh my God. All right, and I've got two larger ones. So I'm excited to try these. And last but not least, this is actually like a mini trampoline, like a rebounding trampoline. And this is something that I've been thinking about getting for a while for a couple of reasons. One, it's really good for lymphatic drainage. Bouncing on the little mini trampoline for a few minutes a day can really help support detoxification, which is something I'm always trying to do. And also, I just thought I could use it in a couple other ways. I could use it as kind of a warm up for my workouts. I could use it like in the winter, especially when it's cold or icy outside and I don't really want to go outside for a walk. Maybe I can just kind of hop on there for a little bit instead. And I also thought I could use it as kind of a warm up before getting in the sauna, because I do find that like if I get in the sauna when I'm really cold, it takes me a long time to start sweating. So if I can just get a little bit warm, a little bit of sweat worked up before I get in the sauna, that really helps. I have no idea how hard this is going to be to set up, so we're gonna find out. Whoa. Trampoline instructions. Do not attempt or allow somersaults. Use trampoline only with mature, knowledgeable supervision. Do not use the trampoline as a springboard. Avoid bouncing too high. Maintain control. Avoid bouncing when tired. Do not use when trampoline is wet or in windy conditions. Okay, so that's nice. Won't be doing any of those things. Yeah, so this is kind of what I was wondering about, because a lot of the reviews before I bought this mentioned that you really need two people to unfold it, because it's like got really tight springs and that it will basically like try to kill you if you do it by yourself. So I might not be getting this totally set up today. Well, I don't think I'm willing to take the risk of trying to unfold this by myself. They are very serious with their instructions to have two people unfold it. So I might have to put this project on hold for now, but I will definitely give you guys an update once I have gotten it all set up and had a chance to test it out. Speaking of workouts, I am trying out a new program that I got from somebody that I follow online. Even though I am a personal trainer and I could write my own programs, I don't want to. And I actually really like trying out different people's programs and kind of seeing what I like about them, what I don't like about them. It gives me ideas for my own clients. And I really just like having something written up for me that when I go to the gym, I don't have to think about it. I know if I'm writing my own programs, I end up just doing the things that I like and never really making myself do the things that I don't like. And I feel like it just makes me more motivated and kind of excited, like to try out a new program or to know that I have my workout all set out for me before I head to the gym. But also given just kind of like my energy levels and knowing like what works for me in terms of strength training specifically, I usually end up having to make a lot of modifications to the programs that I'm doing. So I do like to find programs that are kind of like a template where I know I have like a good basic structure for my workouts for a couple of months, but then within that I can sort of take it and modify it as I need to suit how I'm feeling that day or just what I know is gonna be good for me in the long run. So right now I'm going through this new program that I just recently bought and downloaded, and just kind of like looking at how everything is set up and making any tweaks or kind of just like using it as a guide to then create something that's going to work for me. I'm just gonna go through this whole program now and then make sure that I kind of have my workouts set up for the next couple of weeks. One other kind of random thing that's been really helpful for me on this whole like health and wellness journey and like dealing with chronic illness has been having a really simple spreadsheet that I make where I basically track like everyday symptoms. So I'll show a little screenshot of like what I created. I think I've been doing this for, let's see, I have 2022, 2023, and now we're almost through 2024. So I've been tracking this for like 3 years, and I purposely made it really simple just so that I would actually do it every day. So basically what I do is every morning I go in and I just put in how many hours of sleep I got and what my Oura Ring data says in terms of my overall recovery score. And then at the end of the day, I'll go back and I'll put in a rating for how fatigued I felt and how much pain I felt. So those are just like on a 1 to 5 scale. And then I also have a couple other things that I track, like what appointments did I do that day, if I did like an IV or a chiropractor or anything like that, if I was traveling, and what my workout or movement was for the day. And then just any other notes, like things that come up that I want to put in there, like if I'm starting a new supplement, or maybe I'm starting to feel a little sick or something like that. And this has been so helpful because there have been so many times when maybe I want to tell my doctor about something, or I'm noticing like a pattern, but I can't really remember when it started. And I can go back and look like, oh, that happened right when I started that new supplement. Or I can notice if there's trends in my recovery score, like maybe when I'm traveling, that score goes down, or how does sleep affect how I'm feeling? And for the most part, like I don't ever go back and look at it, but it has proven to be really useful those times when maybe something has come up, or I want to go back and try to find some kind of trend or pattern. So anyway, if you have any kind of like chronic illness or health issue that is kind of confusing or a little hard to understand or predict or whatever, I'd highly encourage you to try just creating some kind of really simple tracking, either a spreadsheet, you could do it on your phone or on paper or whatever you want, but having those notes or just having a way to track some of the symptoms, some of the triggers, some of the things you're trying or experimenting with, I think it could just be really, really helpful. This morning I'm testing out the new workout program that I bought that I was sort of modifying yesterday, and I liked the overall exercise selection. Some of the things that I knew wouldn't work great for me was that like the overall volume and intensity of it is a bit much for me, so I'm just kind of modifying sets and reps and changing the order a little bit. But like I said, I still just like having kind of a template or a guide that gives me like the basics of a workout, and then I can kind of tweak it how I want. Don't have to totally come up with the program myself or try to make myself do things that I don't always want to do. And also as a trainer, I just find it really helpful to see other people's programs and how I can use that both for myself and for my clients. So going through lower body today, kind of testing out what I put together yesterday. And then generally I just always make tweaks as well based on that day's energy, how I slept, or kind of what my recovery is like. If I'm feeling really tired or if I have a lot of pain that day, I'll obviously just scale back or lower the weights or whatever. Today I got a really good night's sleep last night. My recovery score was really high. I feel pretty good. I still do have a fair amount of just like general pain, but I feel like this is a good day to test out the new workout program and kind of give it a shot and know that I'm in a pretty good place to push a little bit. I never want to push too hard because I know I will pay the consequences over the next couple of days if I do too much. But on days when I'm feeling pretty good, I feel like I can give a little bit more effort and my body will still be able to recover well. Okay, it's time to do a little food prep for the week, and I'm always trying to make it really easy and kind of low effort for me to eat well and like get good nutrients, get enough protein. So I always like to have things prepped and ready to go, especially like then if I have a busy day or if I'm feeling really low energy, I don't really have to think about it. I don't have to come up with what I'm gonna eat that day or like cook something in the moment. So like once or twice a week, I try to take a little bit of time and just prep a few things. Then I have a fridge stocked with easy options and I can just put together an easy meal. So today I'm gonna make some Brussels sprouts. I have some ground beef and chicken. I already have some sweet potatoes and butternut squash that I cooked a couple days ago in the fridge, so those are ready to go. And then once I get all of this prepped, I'll have lots of options for the rest of the week. And I always try to make extra and stick it in the freezer. This is so helpful, especially if I'm traveling and I come home and I don't really have food in the fridge, or I'm feeling really tired, maybe I can't get to the grocery store for a couple of days, and I can just pull a few things out of my freezer and have things ready to go as well. So I'm gonna make some big batches of a couple of things, stick some stuff in the fridge, put some of the extras in the freezer, and be ready for the week. Okay, food is prepped for the week. I have a lot of stuff to go in the fridge that I can eat throughout this week, and then I have extras in the freezer, and all of this took me only about an hour. It has been so gray and dreary and foggy here lately. So every morning I've been putting on one of these YouTube ambiance videos, and I'm kind of obsessed. It really does make the whole vibe feel super cozy. I am about to go into a session with my therapist, and I think I talked about this maybe once before in another video, but I started seeing my therapist really back kind of at the very beginning of my whole health journey, like before I knew what was going on, when I just was really feeling not good and I didn't know where to start. I didn't know what was wrong or why I was feeling that way. I had been seeing a lot of doctors and specialists and kind of like been doing testing and stuff, but nobody was finding anything. I was being passed along like from doctor to doctor and kind of just being told that like they couldn't see anything in my blood work and basically like I was fine and or like maybe I was depressed and it was all in my head kind of a thing. And frankly, that was very frustrating. I really did not feel like this was like a depression or just like a mental thing that was going on for me. I felt like physically something is wrong and I just don't feel like myself and nobody could figure out what's going on. But the suggestion to see a therapist came up from a couple of different people and kind of not out of spite exactly, but just to sort of like, I wanted to sort of prove that I wasn't depressed, that it wasn't just in my head. I wasn't making this up, that like physically something was wrong. So I said, okay, I'll go see a therapist. I will see what they have to say. And that honestly was like 13 years ago. I was really lucky that the first therapist I went to see, I really liked her and connected with her and just like immediately felt really comfortable with her. And it has carried on to this day. I still see her on a regular basis. When I first started, I went very regularly, and kind of over time, we found more of a rhythm where I might go like every 3 to 4 weeks, or I'll go more if I feel like I need to, but it's kind of more of just like a maintenance routine at this point. But it has been so helpful. For one, she did sort of immediately rule out depression or any kind of mood disorder that was contributing to how I was feeling. But she's also really been able to help me sort of process through this whole journey, all of the ups and the downs, and kind of learning to accept my health issues and learning how to live with them instead of like just constantly trying to fix them or sort of seeing them as like something that is bad or separate from me that I have to like deal with before I can live my real life. And it's been such a long time at this point, and I've developed such a relationship with my therapist now that like if I'm having a hard day or if something comes up in the moment when like I can't necessarily talk to her right at that time, or maybe I have an appointment in a couple of weeks but something is happening right now, I can kind of like take a step back. I can see it from a different perspective. I can almost hear her voice and like what she would be telling me in that situation, or how if I were telling her what was going on, what she might say to me or how she might guide me through that. And I feel like it's been such a valuable skill set to learn, whether or not you have chronic illness or if you have something in particular that's going on in your life that is challenging. Sort of learning how your brain and body works and how thoughts and emotions work and how to manage your thoughts and feelings and emotions, I think is really one of the most helpful things that any human can do. And I really do believe that everybody should be in some kind of therapy, if at all possible. I just think it really is that helpful. So that's my 2 cents on therapy. I think we all struggle with things at times, and having somebody that you can talk to about those things and who can give you a different perspective or who really understands how to help you through those things from a neutral perspective and can really help you like grow as a person and learn about yourself. I just think it's been one of the best things for me personally, and so helpful throughout this whole process. And I gotta go now because I'm gonna be late. I finally got the trampoline set up. It really did take 2 people. It was kind of crazy how hard it was to unfold, but got it all set up. I'm kind of terrified to actually try it out. I don't know why. It just seems like kind of treacherous to jump on this thing, but I'm planning to give it a try tonight before I get in the sauna and see how it works. So fingers crossed I don't maim myself or something.